Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the next installment of Student Story Week. I'm really excited about this topic. We're going to be discussing rural campus vibes. I know to some people they might be like, what is rural? If you're wondering that, stay on this session because you're going to hear all about what that experience is like. I have three wonderful students here with me. Hamza and Estuardo and Yixing. So Hamza, introduce yourself. Tell us
Uh,
about yourself and where you're from.
my name is Hamza and I'm from Pakistan. And at Tech, I'm doing mechanical engineering in undergraduate, and my
Awesome.
major is mechanical engineering. Yeah.
Awesome. And how long have you been on
Uh, uh, uh,
campus?
so right now I'm in a sophomore. It's been
Okay.
a year. Yeah. It's my first semester
Awesome.
as a sophomore.
Awesome. Hopefully the campus and everything will be a little bit back to normal this fall so you
Yeah.
can have full
Yeah.
full university experience.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
that's
online
awesome.
classes.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, nice to meet you, Hamza.
Nice to
Eduardo,
meet
tell
you.
us about sorry, Estuardo, tell us about yourself.
So my name is Estuardo. I'm from Cookeville, Tennessee. I'm a biology major and I'm a senior.
Wow. Congratulations. You're going to be graduating soon.
Yep, pretty exciting.
Exciting. Do you know what you're doing next? Do you have next steps?
Well, my plan is to go to graduate school for optometry school. So I'm hoping to do
Okay.
that. So it'll be another 4 more years of school, which is pretty exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Very cool. Well, best of luck.
thank you.
That's awesome. And Yixing, introduce yourself. I see you're from China.
Yes. Hello, nice to meet you, everyone. I'm Yixing from southwest of China, and I'm a senior at Tennessee Tech. I've been here for 5 years, and it's a really nice campus to study.
Awesome. And what was your major? What were you studying?
Same as Hamza, mechanical engineering. I'm
But I
Very
took
nice. And
but I took concentration in vehicle engineering.
ooh. You got to differentiate yourself. That's perfect.
Mechanical is too hard for him.
Yeah. I guess.
Oh, I like this little banter we have going on. This is fun already. And Yixing, do you have, since you're going to be graduating soon, do you know what you're doing next? Do you have plans for the future?
Well, first, I'm trying to find a job in the U.S. If not, I'm going to do a graduate degree at Tennessee Tech.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, so I want to get this started. I don't want you guys to talk about the campus yet or the campus vibes. I want to know, first of all, why you chose to study at Tennessee Tech. Whoever would like to go first can go.
Hamza, you want to go first?
Okay. Okay, so I applied in Florida as well and Texas as well, not just at Tech. But
Mhm.
I chose the Tech because the tuition fees was affordable for me. The main reason was
Mhm.
that, and location-wise is good because it's a small town, and for study there's no distraction. In
Yeah,
big cities you have a lot of distraction, but here it's
that's true.
so peaceful, and you can study without any
Nice.
distraction. Yeah.
Awesome. Who would like to go next? Why did you choose to study at Tennessee Tech?
Yixing, go first. Go second.
We got American here. Okay, I will go. So I was at the language school at Tech.
Mhm.
Was at ESL. Then I sort of can start to know Charlie, and he gave me the admission.
Nice.
Then I got in at Tech. That's how I got started at Tech. I really like
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a good point to make. You can start by doing an English program, and if you like where you're at, that can turn into longer term plan. Were you planning on staying and pursuing a bachelor's degree when you
Well,
started the English program, or did you just come for the English first?
not at first, but once I built my
Mhm.
confidence in English, then I started looking for colleges. That's-
Awesome. Well, your English is great, so
thank
obviously
you.
you really put in the time and effort to really improve your English. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
Very cool. Thank you, Yixing. What about you, Estuardo? Why did you choose Tennessee Tech?
Well, see, my first initial college I was going to go to Belmont University in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
But
What happened?
see, then tuition came into play, and seeing that I'm actually from the area, I'm from Monterey, so I'm from this county. So I've been to Tech several times during my youth, or when I was, I guess, in primary, secondary school. But so I saw that the tuition was pretty good because I knew that I was going to go to graduate school at some point, and well, there was going to be more money taken out as well. So thinking about it financially wise, I was like, Tech would have been my best option than going to Belmont.
Very cool.
Because Belmont's a bit more expensive, and so Tech sounded a better option for me, and I could save a lot more money having family.
That's a great point, and I think that's something, you know, I really struggle with sometimes when I'm talking to international students specifically, because people have dreams, and it's great to have dreams, and it's great to, you know, you hear about Yale and Harvard and Stanford and, you know, these Ivy League schools, but you have to be practical as well, you know, and you have to, that's a hard reality to face, especially if you're 17, 18 years old when you start looking for universities. You don't really have a full grasp yet on money and budgeting. And so it can be really difficult, I think, to realize like, okay, like maybe I got into the school I wanted to get into, but if you can't pay for it, you're just going to be struggling, and you're not going to be able to really focus on your studies. And so it's really important to make those practical choices. And I commend all three of you for doing that. I think that was really smart. So now I want to get into our topic a little bit. You know, we're going to be talking about rural campus vibes. I'm really excited to hear your guys' perspective because I studied at a rural campus. I studied at Ohio University, which is in Athens, Ohio. So not too far away from Tennessee. And it was definitely a rural campus. So I want to know, did that influence your decision to study at Tennessee Tech? Like, did you choose it because it was a rural campus, or was that just like something you fell into? Anyone can answer.
I say because I fell into it. It was kind of like where like, cause see, like I came from a rural place too. So I've grown up my entire life in a rural place.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, it was a bit of a hard decision because I did want to try something new out. You know, getting a grasp of, you know, a bigger city, because optometry schools are in bigger, larger cities.
Yeah.
So there's not really options of going to rural optometry school. So it kind of just set in, and yeah, I was just like, I just attend this school since it's still not as much of a rural place. There's still things, I mean, big cities are not far away.
Yeah.
You can drive. I mean, you can go to either Knoxville or Nashville. Not in too long of a distance, but I'd say it's because I said it.
Yeah. What about for you, Hamza and Yixing? Was it a big change for you to study at a rural campus? Are either of you from big cities?
Yeah, I'm from big city, and I always wanted to experiment something different. And I mentioned before, like, there's no distraction for study education.
That's a good point. What about you, Yixing?
I just want to add on a little bit. So I'm a transfer student from a public Ivy League school from New Jersey.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so tell me more.
So I was at Tech, and I transferred to New Jersey because it's a better school and a bigger school. But so I was not considering anything else besides ranking when I was transferred. But once I went there, I didn't really like there, and it's a big city. I spent lots of time on commuting and lots of money on housing and lots of money to eat outside.
Yeah.
So then I talked to Charlie and how the situation was in New Jersey. Then he told me I can come back. Then I came back.
Well, good for you. You know, you made a tough decision, and it's good. You know, it's good to try things. If you want to try something different, do it. But it's also okay if you realize it's not for you. And that's a good point. You know, when you're in those big cities, that not only can the school be more expensive, but just life outside of school is also more expensive.
And one point, the housing is so cheap here. You can afford. You can.
Nice. That's really good. That's really
Yeah.
good. So I want to know what I know, Hamza, you mentioned you like the peace and quiet. What are some of your other favorite things about studying in a rural campus or about just life in a rural environment?
Um,
Is it the community? Is it the quiet? Is it the
the more,
landscape?
yeah, the more is peaceful, quiet place. Because I came from the big city, I always wanted to like go somewhere in a peace place in a small town. Yeah, where I can give
Yeah,
myself more time.
that's good. Yeah, put yourself first. What about you, Yixing and Estuardo? Estuardo, I know you grew up in rural environments, so I know it wasn't anything new to you, but I'm sure you have your favorite part about it. So what is it?
The best parts about it is that we live in the Cumberland Plateau, so there's like a lot of hiking places you can go to.
Nice.
So there's a lot of places. I mean, that's the thing we're lucky with, because I know I've talked to this guy from Ohio. He's near the university that you went to.
Oh, cool.
He said that there aren't really many hiking places, and so like that's the one thing that I've heard from other people say is that we have a lot of nice places to go to, whether it's like going to waterfalls, rivers, or out to the lake.
Yeah.
We are lucky to have those, especially in the location that we're at. So I'd say that's probably the best part is just having the nature scene of this place.
For sure. And that really helps, you know, especially during stressful times, like when finals are coming up or if you have a big project. It's nice to be in a place where you can just get outside and kind of de-stress, disconnect a little bit. I think that's really helpful for like your mental health when you're in school. And that kind of leads me in, that kind of leads me into my next question, which, you know, thinking about on the weekends or off campus, you know, you just mentioned hiking, but what other cool things are there to do? Like Yixing, what do you like to do on the weekends?
Like we have lots of waterfalls here, and I just started rock climbing, and there's a lots of spot for climbing in like around Cookville area. It's outdoors, and we have a climbing gym at Tech.
Oh, nice.
That's super cool.
Had you ever tried that before, or was this the first time?
No, I just started like I tried before, but we like Tech just start building a climbing community, and they just text me on the weekend, do you want to go outdoor climbing? I say, yeah, I'm down. Like this kind of stuff.
Cool. So fun.
Everyone's so nice, and they let you use their ropes, their harness.
Oh, that's cool. So you don't have to go buy all your own equipment while you're still deciding if you even like it. Oh, that's good. It's nice to know that like everyone's friendly. And that was my experience too at a rural campus. Like since it's quiet and there are cities close, but you're not in a city, I feel like the campus community tends to be more, people are just kind of more connected. What about you, Hamza? What are your favorite things to do on the weekends?
On weekends, I go to Nashville to play cricket. Like, I participate in a league where I play cricket. And those who are watching from like Australia, England, or Zimbabwe, they know what I'm talking about. So,
I've heard of cricket. I've never watched it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's kind of a baseball.
Yeah, I didn't even know that there was like a league in Nashville for cricket.
Yeah, it's a big league there.
Awesome. How far away is Nashville from Tech?
It's like
1 hour.
Yeah,
1 to 1.5, depends on which area you go in Nashville.
Yeah.
Nice. That's not too bad at all. For those of you who have never been to Nashville, it's really, really fun, and it's nice to know that it's only an hour away.
Yeah.
And you can get drunk there if you're 21.
If you're 21, we have to specify that. If you are 21, please.
Hey,
what about you, Estuardo?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Yixing. What were you gonna say?
International students come here because in their country they can drink when they're 18, and they got here, they check IDs, and they're not 21, they can't get drink. They got mad.
Yeah, that's something very important to understand. Just because the drinking age might be lower in your home country, it is 21 and up in the United States. And I cannot condone trying to get around that law, but people tend to be creative. All right, Estuardo, what about you? What are your favorite things to do on the weekend?
Well, pre-COVID, I mean, it's just, going out to town, hang out with friends, maybe go out, dancing.
Wow.
Because
What type of dancing do you like to do?
anything, honestly, if it like, if it's just, a pop, yeah. But when it comes to Latin music, because I am Latin, we have our own types of dancing and everything. So I like to do any of those forms of Latin dances. But yeah, going out to town, go to Nashville and maybe Knoxville. I love to go to the Appalachian Mountains a lot because I love to hike a lot. So I find the Appalachian pretty neat. I mean, even though it's a bit of a drive, but it's
Worth
pretty.
it.
Yeah, it's worth it. And you get to meet new people on the way whenever you're hiking. So that's the nice thing about it. Or if you like, you could go to Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg is fun too. I've been to Gatlinburg. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. And there are multiple things you can do over there because it's not just Gatlinburg. You got Pigeon Forge and you got Sevierville. So, I mean, that's pretty much an amusement place that you can go to.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the things I like to do.
Great. Now, I have a question directly for Hamza and Yixing as international students. I think a misconception when you think of rural campuses, I think some people think there's not a lot of diversity, and there may not be a lot of local diversity, but as international students, how do you feel being in a rural campus? Do you feel like you're an outsider? Are there clubs and organizations that you've gotten involved in to meet with other international students? Kind of what's that like for you?
Go, Yixing.
Honestly, that's kind of true though. Like people here, they are kind of not that diversity, but there are lots of international students or professors at the campus. So that's kind of enhanced diversity. And I've traveled a lot in States. It's just 1 hour away from the Nashville airport. Then you can fly to New York, the West Coast. Yeah, like you can do your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, did you feel like, are there organizations or clubs on campus that you've been able to get involved in to kind of feel more connected or that sort of thing?
It depends on
maybe you didn't. Yeah, it depends on the person.
There are lots of ministries, and we have a Japanese club and Saudi club, and we also have an international student club. I never attend any of those, but
What about you? What about you,
Same.
Hamza? I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't join the clubs, but how did you feel as like an international student when you arrived? Did you feel like an outsider? Did you see other?
No,
Students from other countries?
the faculty is really nice here, and it's a small town. I guess that's why the people are so nice. Even outside the tech, people are so helpful. Yeah,
Oh, that's
so I didn't.
lovely.
I never feel like I'm out, like I'm abroad study.
Good. That's good. Yeah, I know it's, again, I think that's one of those misconceptions. And even though locally, you know, the people, the locals, they might not be very diverse, especially in that region.
Yeah,
There's, you know, typically not a lot of diversity just naturally. So it's cool that even though you're from another country, you're able to come in and still feel comfortable.
and especially Charlie, he's like best man, best guy.
Charlie's the best.
Yeah, when I was struggling for my
Here's
scholarship
Charlie.
and a job. Yeah, when I was.
Awesome. So I have one final question for you all. First of all, if any of our viewers have questions, now's the time to submit them in the comments. But while we wait and see if any questions come in, this is a tough one, and I want you to be honest with me. Yixing, you already kind of answered this question, but if you could do it all over again, would you choose the same campus vibe or would you choose something different?
I would do the same. Honest, like frankly.
Good. What about you, Hamza?
I want to experience different. Like
Really?
I want to go. Yeah, I want to go. Maybe I will go some big city because I already experienced a town thing, a small town.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's too, that, you know, when you do your master's degree, you can totally go someplace else and see what you like more.
Yeah.
What about you, Eduardo?
That's a hard question to answer because I've been lucky enough to have made friends. Like I've made some great friends over the years. I've met really great people and made good relationships with some professors. And to say that I would want to give that up, would be kind of hard because I don't think things happen for like, no reason. I think there's a reason why things happen. So, I mean, so far tech has treated me really well, even though it wasn't my first choice. I'd say I'd do it again, even though, yes, I wanted to get a bigger city feeling, but I know at some point I'm going to get that. So
Yeah.
I'd say I would give this a try all over again. And obviously there might be some differences I would like do over the course of if I was to do this, but so far I think I'd redo it again.
Yeah, it really does just give you, I think, more of like a nurturing environment where you can really focus on your studies. Like Hamza said from the beginning, you don't have as many distractions.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have one question here. This might be a tough one for you guys. After graduating, would you consider settling there, or would you prefer a bigger city?
Ooh.
I think you all kind of answered this, but think about like a family, you get married. Would you stay or would you go to a city?
See, like I said, I grew up here my entire life, and I've had these conversations even as a younger kid, where I was like, I don't want to live here, like, but over the course of the years, as I've progressed through the years of college, and I kind of thought about it lately about whether I would stay or not. It's not a bad setting. Cookeville is not a bad setting because you can go to either bigger city. It's an hour drive, and would I settle here? Possibly. That's
okay.
The possibility. I would not rule it out as not living here in a rural place.
Yeah, I also grew up in a rural city, not a city, a village, literally a village in Ohio. So I'm also, I understand what you're saying. Sorry, guys. Hamza or Yixing, would either of you like to weigh in on this question?
Oh, once you graduate, you may want to turn to the next chapter of your life, like moving to other places to experience more, to meet new people. And think about the age, you would be like 22 or 20, even younger. You want to do more adventuresomes.
That's true. That's true. When you graduate, especially with your bachelor's degree, you are about 21, 22 years old. So you still have time before you have to decide where you're going to settle down. What about you, Hamza?
I will stay here, maybe, if I will get old. Yeah, it's a peaceful place. Yeah, after retiring, just stay here, enjoy my life.
Yeah, just relax and have some peace. Oh, that's good. Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, I really appreciate your honesty. I appreciate you sharing your experience. Again, studying in a rural campus is not for everybody, but it does have its advantages, like getting outside and trying new things and having, nature around you and just having that peace to be able to focus on what you're there for. And typically if you're in a rural campus, there are other places you can go close by. If you get stir crazy and want to have some action, you can go out to the city. So that's really great. Thank you all so much for sharing your experience. Thank you, Charlie, for bringing these three students together. And for all of our viewers, we will see you next time. Bye, guys.